Interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Byron with this particular coverage of the 1 p.m. lunchtime news. And we start off with some unfortunate news where an expectant woman has lost her right after she was involved in a road accident along the Igare Mogonga Road. Now, Nyabuto was a pillion passenger on a motorbike headed for Nyabisai. Now, when the Toyota, that is a Toyota Passo with a number plate of KCF 416, lost control, crashed onto the right side. Several Wilfred Oguta, the motorcycle rider, also sustained injuries as the driver of the vehicle.
Mama amekatwa mguu na yeye analia ako kando, na mwana boda boda naye ameshindwa afanye nini, maana watu wako mbali kidogo. Lakini niliona yule mama ni mjamzito, tulimsaidia tukamfungia, amekimbizwa hospitali.
And in other news, anti-narcotics detectives have intercepted a consignment of bang of unknown value in Mombasa. Detectives stationed at the Moi International Airport, acting on an intelligence report, arrested two suspects, Dorowino and Caleb Otieno Agolo, who were transporting 17 sacks and 226 big sticks of cannabis. Suspects who were transporting the contraband were also found in possession of spare number plates. The suspects are expected to be arraigned in court. Their possession was sent to the exhibit store, awaiting weighing, sampling and analysis by a designated government analyst. And in other news, the national and county governments have been urged to scale up the blood donation sensitization to address the different health facilities across the country. Now, during the launch of a 3-day blood donation drive here in the capital, Kenya Blood Services regional manager, that is Festus Koech, exuded confidence of achieving their target of collecting 600 units of blood within the time. Now, from the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Services here in the country, 1,200 people require blood transfusion every single day.
540,000 narrowly, because we managed to achieve 87%.
Is gold. The time you need blood, you may not even be able to talk. You may get yourself in a situation where no one even knows you. You've gotten an accident, you need blood. And that's why it's extremely important, whenever you can, some time to donate blood. I take this time on behalf of Honorable Tim Wanyonyi to thank all the partners who've come together. Great, we haven't seen this in a long time.
We've decided to come out for the purpose of just giving back to the society. Any Kenyan who is partnership with our Westlands MP, we say we welcome here. Let's work together and support them in terms of donating blood.
If you're a Kenyan and you're out there, we just say that you need to come in, donate, continue helping people.
And look forward to encourage more youths to come and donate blood so that we can help other Kenyan accidents.
Elsewhere, Kenyans want the government to prioritize the universal healthcare coverage as moves to address the myriad of issues allegedly ignited protest across the country. Now, an opinion poll conducted by a local pollster showed that a majority of Kenyans continue to bear the weight of high cost of and now uncertain about their future of the healthcare sector following the confusions surrounding the transition from the National Hospital Insurance NHIF to the Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIF.
The 15-year-olds that are currently 15-year-olds will be 18-year-olds, which would mean the entire population will be of voting age by 2027, which is the next election. And they will form 51%. So they are, because they are the ones who have been bringing a lot of questions based on the current political temperatures. So you can see that they can cheat election because they form about half of the entire voting bloc.
And in other news, in the northeastern part of the country, where Garisa residents have been directed to surrender illegal firearms to authorities under the United Nations amnesty program set to kick off this September. Now, this was announced during the launch of Peace Caravan led by the Garisa County Commissioner Mohammed Mwabudzo. Mwabudzo said peace and security is a shared responsibility of both the public, urging residents to work with security and forces to address the challenges of insecurity in the region.
Silaha kinyume cha sheria waweze kuleta silaha hizo kwa ofisi yangu ama ofisi ya police station yoyote katika Garissa hii nzima. Sisi tunawasihi wale wazee ambao ni masultani na wale masultani wa jamii ndogo ndogo wahimize jamii zao, kwa sababu wao ni wenye waheshimika katika jamii hizo, na jamii zao kwamba wafanye mikutano, waelezane na wale watu wote ambao wanamiliki bunduki kinyume cha sheria, tuweze kupata majina yao na tuweze kupata bunduki hizo kwa njia ya upole, kwa sababu hiyo amnesty hakuna chochote. Ukileta bunduki hiyo sisi hatutakutangaza.
Ningependa kila mmoja wetu hapa tushirikiane na vyombo vya usalama kuweka usalama, kuweka amani na kushirikiana kuleta habari za wale ambao ni wahalifu, kulete majina yao, tutashirikiana tuwaondoe ili tuweze kuwa na amani.
Let's come back here to the capital, where a family in South B, Nairobi, is seeking justice after they were forcefully evicted from their premises. The family alleges they have a valid lease agreement as tenants. Now, Robert Mundia narrates how they have been leaseholders as a family for the last 30 years, only to be evicted forcefully in an exercise that took place with the alleged help of a police and senior politicians here in the capital. Now, Robert revealed that they had left the occupancy of the house with one of their relatives for 2 years to operate as a tenant, but he allegedly sold it without to the OCPD, Makadara Judith Nyongesa. Police were enforcing a court order that Robert termed as defective. The family is now calling on the relevant bodies to intervene for them to get justice.
Hii premises building Vumira House waliitwa na the lawyer of the building waenda walinew lease. Si Bob alirenew lease. Afterwards bado wao ndio walipata chance ya kurenew lease, meaning shop ni ya familia ya afterwards.
In fact, the person who's saying is the owner, he's here. He's somewhere here. The person who's saying is the owner is not even the person we let to use the shop. Ni kama mama yetu apatie kijana yake duka atumie kidogo 2 years, alafu kijana yake anauza, akauzia watu mamilioni, na tunajua mamilioni mingi, ndio unaona wako na fujo hivi na wanaleta mapolisi wakubwa.
Whether you have billions or nothing, biashara zote huanza pale chini, inaenda ikikua. Kwa hivyo hata wale weko kule juu wasidharau hawa watu wa biashara wadogo wadogo, kwa sababu kila mtu mpaka aanze mahali.
And in other news, in Samburu County, where pastoralists in Samburu North have embraced sedentary farming as an alternative source of livelihood. Now, through the aid of the Caritas project, they have turned their fortunes through the growing of pawpaw fruits in a large scale, which is a drought-resistant crop.
In Samburu North, we meet Alice Lekisat. She's busy in her pawpaw farm. She's keen to tell us why she embarked on pawpaw farming as a way of earning a living.
Na naonelea hata hivi mambo na security, kufuga mfugo, tumeonelea hata afadhali tulime badala hata kufuga mfuko, kwa sababu hata ugonjwa inakuja inamaliza mfuko.
And what is the secret behind the thriving popo farm?
Alitupea mafunzo sana, kutufunza vile ya kupanda miti na kutufunza vile tunatunza. Sasa kwangu mimi nimepanda miti na harvest kwa kwangu mambo na chakula. Hata majirani pia wameona kuwa mafunzo wanapenda.
Philip Lekenit, his neighbor who has also embraced popo farming, is keen to highlight some of the.
Sasa kule ni changamoto, hawana maji. Tuseme hata kama kuna maji kidogo, tuseme ingekuwa na pipe na drums za maji, hata wao kuendelea na ukulima kama hii.
Nicoleta Nyahenya, Carita's project manager, noted that by adopting the sedentary farming to the pastoralist, especially during the dry seasons.
We target these groups with that initiatives like the ones we're seeing here, farming, intercropping, food trees, and these other trees, so that at least they are used to, that trees are only these trees that they are used to, and that they can plant other trees that are sources of food.
For Lunchtime News.
Now, members of the Embu County Assembly have warned of a potential impeachment of the Executive Committee members, citing issues of incompetence, poor performance and legal violations within the devolved unit. Questioning of Finance and Economic Planning CEC, Professor Joe Kamaria, regarding the Auditor General's report on the county the fiscal year ending June 30th, now which highlighted significant financial mismanagement within the county.
Session with the County Assembly Public Accounts Committee, Professor Joe Kamaria faced serious queries over several finance.
With a voucher that has no signature, has no details, it's blank all over. Did you pay her?
It was uncovered that 7% of donated drugs had expired at Embu Level 5 Hospital, despite a long-standing drug shortage in the county.
The drugs were not taken to other hospitals. They had no response to that. It is sad, and we are hoping that they will and create the disposal committee. There are certain disposal drugs can be disposed.
Further scrutiny revealed 25.4 million shillings in unreturned interests from the past 5 years. Senior officers allegedly misappropriating up to 2.9 million shillings. The committee, led by Chairman Paul Mushangi, also demanded 80,000 shillings in illegal allowances claimed by the County Public Service Board.
Huyu waziri afanye kazi, muda tu kidogo aende arekebishe yale makosa tumepata naye. Asipofanya hivyo, sisi tutampeleka nyumbani.
Tayari imepeana motion, imepeana a vote of no confidence kwa one of the CC ambaye ni huyo tena anatajwa katika. Tunataka kusonga hivyo.
The auditor's report also highlighted payments of 5.8 million shillings to 2 law firms without county capital detail fee notes, and questioned the missing 11.1 million shillings in retention funds for contractors.
Tumeona kuna malimili ya pesa bila sheria, japo pe yenye tunakota pesa nayo iko na era yenye bado haija kuwa kwa county government of Embu.
The CEC has been given 7 days to address the issues and report back to the County Assembly. Lunchtime News.
Now on to relations between Kenya and Qatar. The Qatar government, the rehabilitation and expansion of a mosque for Muslims learners in Mount Kenya University at the Thika campus in Kiambu County. The mosque will reduce the overstretch of worshippers and make a conducive environment for the learners of the institution. the handover of the mosque to the learning institution that now is the ambassador of the state of Qatar to Kenya. That is Mr. Mohammed Al-Nizi, said his country will continue to collaborate with Kenya in various fields that are of keen interest to strengthen the bilateral missions.
For years, Muslim faithful students at the Mount Kenya University in Thika campus in Kiambu County have been worshipping in their and praying on verandas due to their high population.
Before this mosque was built, we used to pray on the veranda places in the university.
The university and the management, through the founder, that is Professor Samuel Gisharu, has seen it that is wise for us to have the facility.
However, the learners at the higher learning institution have, after the state of Qatar government through the Minister of Endowments and Islamic Affairs financed the upgrading of a local mosque, the mosque facilities such as red carpet, a loudspeaker system, and contains a full equipped library with Quran.
We are very happy with what we have done today, and the biggest part is happiness for. The most important thing that Mount Kenya University does is to ensure that our students are comfortable in education, in academics, in terms of worshipping and their religion.
Take your time in the mosque and make use of the.
Speaking during the handover of the mosque to the institution management, the ambassador of the state of Qatar to Kenya, Mohammed Al-Shaman, said Kenya in various fields of interest between the two nations.
As you know, there is good relationship between the state of Qatar and the Republic of Kenya. The state of Qatar has to furnish this, the mosque. We look forward to continue the cooperation between our two countries in different areas.
Partner with the Qatar embassy, and the Qatar embassy is going to furnish the mosque because that is part of our collaboration. The reason why we have decided to expand our mosque is simply because our population of students, Muslim students, have grown quite big.
The diplomat also planted a commemoration tree to back the government's efforts to green the country. The new mosque has a capacity of over 1,500 worshippers.
Now let's take a look at what is happening in the world of business, and we start off with Kenya out a comprehensive quality policy that will help the enterprises enhance their competitiveness in the international secretary, that is Salim Vuria, says the policy will also fortify the standardization, accreditation and conformity assessment of locally an edge in the international markets.
Kenyan products have struggled to meet the stringent quality and safety standards markets. This has led to difficulties in exporting goods, especially to regions with high regulatory standards requirements, resulting to and limited economic growth potential.
We've had a gap in coordination of issues of quality. I know we have the government who are looking at issues of quality, issues of accreditation. However, we have not had a mechanism.
Trade Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria says the quality policy being rolled out will help address these challenges and promote a culture of ensure the protection of consumer rights and encourage organizations to integrate quality improvement practices into their operations.
Time where Kenya has made a very good effort for global positioning. You know, we are now we have signed the partnership agreement with the European Union, which has now come.
It has further urged stakeholders to collaborate and welcomed more recommendations to ensure implementation of a comprehensive that will cover both public and private organizations at the national county levels to ensure all products and services meet the required national standards. Trevor Ngendo for Lunchtime News.
Now, players within the Kenya's insurance sector are banking to drive the premium uptakes in domestic markets. Jubilee Insurance chief executive that says there is a need for insurance companies to merge and form larger entities to create stronger and more competitive firms capable in services to the public. Now, insurance penetration remains at 2.5% in the country, where there are 58 insurance companies.
Many years of insurance industry have been blamed on high cases of wire fraud and corruption. The sector alleges that close to 30% of all claims are fraudulent. The industry is also facing high cases of cyber attacks, with 35% of corporate users experiencing malware attacks in 2023. There are 53 Kenya offering various products from general to medical insurance products. Are now betting on consolidations and mergers to drive uptake in the sector. Industry experts believe that creating large insurance and acquisitions could help address some of the challenges that have hindered growth, including limited capital, high operational competition in a saturated market. Speaking during the launch of a campaign, Free Jubilee Insurance Chief Executive Officer Julius Kipngetich says insurance penetration is seen as a critical component of fostering financial inclusion and economic resilience.
I think the most impactful one is about encouraging consolidation. 50 insurance companies for a small market like ours is an overkill. We would like to see this to come together, to grow bigger, so that then they can using economies of scale, then to now spread insurance.
Partnerships is another way to do it. I mean, you'll see now increasingly people are coming together to say, work with a telco, find a way to reach big groups of people very easily through technology, and then now actually.
Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
And now finally into the world of sports, the third National Sevens Circuit, the Dallas Sevens has received a financial boost of 3 million shillings from the Kenya Brewers Limited. The tournament will at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu. The Dallas Sevens follows the first two legs of the National Sevens Circuit and Christie Sevens. 2024 Ingo Sevens champions and Christie Sevens runners-up Kenya Harlequins headline Pool A alongside Menengai Oilers, Strathmore FC. KCB are drawn in Pool B alongside Nondescript RFC, Buckland and Homeboys RFC. RFC will battle it out with Masinda Muliro University of Science and Technology, Stallions and tournament host Kisumu RFC, Catholic Monks, Daystar Falcons and Zetec Oaks complete Pool D in the Division 1 category. Weekend diary, given that the English Premier League is back, the EPL, of course, will kick off tonight with Manchester United battling it out with Fulham Stadium. Now, United will be hoping to, of course, redeem their last weekend disappointment after losing to Manchester City in the Shield. Of course, it is a sigh of relief, especially for football lovers, with the leagues coming back, including the Manchester United against Fulham. We wish the United followers who are watching us right now all the best. Let's hope this particular you with, of course, the running up of that particular league is being set by none other than Manchester City, who are the champions, who are trying to defend season. That marks the end of our bulletin. Do join us in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Don't go too far. Inside Government with O'Brien Kimani. A few, so stay tuned for that. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Byron Bully. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Like this through the lesson.
Why not? If you're that disturbed, pluck yourself somewhere else.
Naya, why are you this dirty? You know, a lady should never be seen like this. Now I believe my class have completely nothing to offer.
Who goes to a restaurant, an entertainment joint to drink water?
What is wrong with your about the test and the preferences?
You guys are just a bunch of losers. What sort of entertainment is this?
Does this song sound familiar? In the morning. Come on, what are you talking about? That's like a sing.
Alikuwa amechukua steering wheel na kiti ya mbele.
Ilikuwa ni kaa ya nani? Gari nani?
Ilikuwa gari.
The young generation are 254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. To current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
Like no other. Straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
There's something on my mind, I can't get it right. It doesn't go away, it doesn't go away.
Nishukuru enyi waja wangu, Mungu anatoa. Shakartum, kama mtanishukuru kwa kichache, kwa kingi, basi nitawazidisha. Na pia anatuambia wala in kafartum inna adhabi la shadid. Inaitakikana ndugu Muislamu, ndugu mtazamaji, mtu ambaye kwamba unamshukuru Allah tabaraka wa taala kwa kile ambacho kwamba Mungu amekupa. Usiwe ni mbona napoishi kidogo tu, hapana, shukuru.
Likulli umazatin lumaza alladhi jamaa wa'attada.
All my life I know you've been guiding me. You're the one who knows my destiny. I'm sure that you look
My name is Victor Job. I am talent is modeling and karate.
When you see me here, then you know it is definitely story time. I have picked through this beautiful book.
Today I'm going to show you guys how to make the yummiest chicken potatoes at the comfort of your home. They have spices, vegetables, and just a perfect combination.
I'm going to teach you cactus.
I never heard the music. I repeat.
Well, go on, me brethren, big things are going. Remember, each and every Monday we have to shell down the place with nothing but the dinner your favorite station. You know these things, man.
I love Killer Tuesday. Outside giving you Kenyan music from the 254.
And of course, you can spice up your Wednesday by enjoying blazing hot hip-hop and R&B jam.
No label. She say she want bottles.
Vibes and vibes as we go all across Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way to Tanzania. Best on Afro Thursday. Make sure you make a date with us each and every single Friday with me, DJ_Lizard.
And me, Wanjiko. This is Club One Extra.
Money, especially this song.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much indeed for joining us. I mean, for the last 10 or so years, you have also heard the coverage. This is a project by the government to ensure that, all Kenyans, regardless of their financial state, quality and low-cost healthcare services. I mean, the journey has been tedious, and where we are now, stage. Guess who is joining us in studio? We have Dr. Timothy Olweni. He's the chair of the Social Health Authority. He's going to take us through the what